Currently I'm driving a 1999 Chevrolet Impala with over 300,000 miles on it. The engine's never been rebuilt. The transmission's never been rebuilt. And I want you to listen to the cars we take off. Brock is up here today doing some filming. I have a patent, has over 23 claims to it. If you listen to the recording, I just shifted into second at less than 20 miles an hour. I'm in high gear now. I'm in third gear now. You don't hear the transmission shifting, and as we go along and I explain the product more, it'll make sense. There's two things that destroy an engine. One is heat and hydrocarbons that build up that aren't burnt in your engine. If your engine was 100% efficient, you wouldn't need a catalytic converter. And I would say today it's going to be in the low 90s. So we've got a hot day. Here again we're taking off. You won't hear the transmission shift, and you can hardly hear the engine running. Just shifted into third. It'll shift into overdrive at 30 miles an hour. I kept my foot on it, and it was about 34 miles an hour. My RPMs, I'm just idling. I'm idling. If you can get my RPMs, it shows that I'm doing about 1,500 RPM here in the city. You still can't hear my engine running because I'm picking up power and torque. And basically what I invented this in 1967, and I didn't do anything with it until in the late 80s, early 90s. What happened was a guy that I went to the gym with put this, he says, can I try that on my truck? He says, did you ever get a patent or anything? He saw it on my truck. And I had a 1977 Chevy truck, and I had over 400,000 miles on it. And my main concern was, if the oil companies know what I got and the car manufacturers know what I got, now I'm in deep doo-doo. And I like my family, and I want to stay with them as long as I can. So what we're going to do is take, with my car running, we're going to go up this 10% grade. We're going uphill. You can look at my RPMs. I'm still in high gear. I'm not overdrive, but I'm still in high gear. I've got my air conditioner. If you notice, I'm not depressing the accelerator. I'm going 2,000 RPMs going uphill. I'm not depressing the accelerator. I got my foot off the gas, and I'm still coasting uphill. The engine's not building up any heat. You can't hear the engine running. I'm going up a steeper hill. My foot's off the gas. I'm going to run into somebody. Look at my RPMs. They haven't gone up. This is probably a 5 or 6% grade right here. Look at the cars ahead of me. They're struggling to go by probably in second or third gear or something. You don't hear my engine running. I'm at 1,200 RPMs now. I'm turning. I'm still going uphill. Can you imagine what this is going to do for pickup trucks that are pulling their bolts and are loaded and stuff? I'm still in high range. would you pay to AutoZone for 25% better fuel economy and endless engine life and no more transmission problems? I've already eliminated and showed you why a transmission will last longer. When we get to the top of the hill, I'm even going to show you more evidence. I'm idling. I'm still going uphill. I'm idling in high gear. Take a shot of that. I'm 1500 RPMs. My foot's off the gas. I'm still going uphill. And let's just say that I'm a liar. I just rebuilt this engine. It doesn't have over 300,000 miles on it. Would it still run this good? The answer is no. I've been a mechanic for 54 years. I know what makes a car run and what doesn't. The new vehicles have a NOx sensor depressor. So when it senses it's that hot out here, it'll automatically retard your timing. I'm going to show you a C5 Corvette, and we're going to go for a ride in that. And I'm going to show you what I get for city mileage driving around in that. And I'm only burning unleaded regular. I don't burn unleaded premium or that type of fuel. I just burn unleaded. So that saves me money. How many miles has this car had since it went on an oil change? Well, I went back to Pennsylvania for the Impex trade show, and I drawed everybody's attention back there because we all have a problem. We need a solution to this problem. We're paying $3.50 for a gallon of gas, and back east I paid over $4 a gallon for gas. This car was getting originally 27 miles to the gallon. I got as high as 34 miles to the gallon. Look at this. I'm still in high gear, and we're climbing a 10% grade. Well, the road's closed, but I can still get around here. I'm going to show you the most amazing thing in the world. Shifted down to second for just a second, but this is a 10% grade. Well, my RPMs is it's in third range right now. My RPMs are 2,000. I'm going 30 miles an hour. The speed limit up here is 20, 25. I can't keep my foot off the gas. You see my leg isn't moving. My leg is not moving. The car's doing all the work. You can't hear my engine over revving. How about my temperature? Get a picture of my temperature. It's way, way cool. Okay, let's just keep going on up here. Take a side view just to show people how steep this grade is. I ride my horses up here, and it's a pretty steep trail. They get a pretty good workout coming out, and then that's in the bottom of the canyon where it's not near as steep. And if you can listen, I'm still in high range. I'm turning 2100 RPM with over 300,000 miles. My engine should have been worn out a long time ago. I put this on my motorcycle, and I got a Goldwing 1500. It went from about 35 miles a gallon to 45 miles a gallon, and I can come up here and only drop one gear on a 6-speed transmission, and that's pulling a little trailer with me. So I got it on motorcycles, I've got it on cars, won't go on lawnmowers. I adapted it to a diesel engine on a big truck where the guy's got over 7 million miles on it, because we adapt the same principle to diesel as we do gas. And as Brock is showing you, this is a damn steep grade as we're going up here, 10% grade. Well, look at this. My speed, I'm still maintaining 30 miles an hour at 2,000 RPM. Look at my leg. I'm not depressing the accelerator. when we get to the top of the hill, I'm going to undo my hood, and I'm going to show you what makes this product work. As you can see, we're at the top of the grade. There's a pretty good indication of what's going on. We're going to get out here, and I got a temperature gauge, and we're going to see what the temperature of the engine is and what's going on here. So just a minute and we'll be set up. Thank you. What's added light is a simple little device that came to me, like I said, about 30 years ago, and nobody's got anything on the market that works like my product. The difference between my product and any other product is I have all the claims in my patents. Most products are gimmicks because you can't explain how they work. For example, the Turbo Master they used to put in here that was to create a vortex, they don't work. Your computer will regulate your fuel air mixture. I don't care how you mix up the air, even if you got a dirty air filter. Your sensor in your computer regulates it down to milliseconds, so it's adjusting your timing and your carburation and everything else, or your fuel injection, all at the same time. But what's a waste of money if people go in and buy high octane fuel when they don't need to buy it? They'll pay 30 cents a gallon. I'm going to run over here with the dial gauge, and we'll see out here at the top of the hill. It's not that hot yet. It's about 65, 68. What I'm going to do is go through a couple of things and show you here. It's a very simple device. I found out the way to regulate water, to turn it into hydrogen and oxygen. What happens is when you start your engine, you got metal. Metal to metal creates friction. That's what wears out your engine. I recently got back from a trip from Monroeville, Pennsylvania, where I went to the World Invention Show back there. And my wife drives 125 to 130 miles. So we probably had 10, 11,000 miles on it. I drove another 7,000 going back and forth. And what happens is your viscosity on your oil, when it gets hot, it dilutes. When it dilutes, you don't have lubrication. I'm going to take a temperature reading of the dipstick because that's at the bottom of your engine. Can you tell me what that is, Brock?
84.
84. Okay. What's the temperature? I would say on most engines it's at least 190 down there. So one thing it's doing is controlling the expansion and contraction of your fuel. So instead of burning like 78 octane, you're burning 105 octane. And your NOx sensors aren't repressing your timing. And so this is I'm just giving you some tips on what you can do to save on your own thing. If you're pulling a motor home, this works great. I'm sorry, my bottle is just about empty, but it's still pulling. Okay, let's go over some other temperatures. Okay. The thing takes less than 5 minutes to install. The only thing is you hook into your vacuum. You don't like it, take it off. In 30 years, I've had nobody say they don't like it. Let's go over some temperatures. I'm on the headers right now. Well, let's just say I'm at 400, a little over 400 because it changes. Let's go back to the tailpipe. This is where your exhaust comes out. Let's go to the exhaust. What's that showing, Brock?
98.
Well, let's measure. The thing that'll take out your transmission is the way your engine shifts. If it shifts smoothly, you don't wear your clutches. Same thing will happen on your transmission fluids. Okay, taking this out. After climbed that hot hill. First of all, I want to show you the color. I don't know in the transmission fluid. Cherry red means that you got no particles, nothing in your transmission. It is okay. Let's measure that. I'm right on it. Not one. Take your dipstick. Go to Harbor Freight Tools. Take your oil, and I'll guarantee you won't have readings like this. So basically what I'm saying is, why should I get rid of this car? I'm getting 33 miles to the gallon. My transmission hasn't worn out. It doesn't cost me much to insure it. I got nothing that'll wear the engine out. Just to show you how steep it actually is. Brock's gonna take a little video here to show you how actually steep it was coming down here. Well, I showed you the temperatures. You see here, around this bend here. This old car with all them miles, I just think I can't lie to anybody while I'm driving. On my way back to Pittsburgh and on my way back I got stopped 11 times by the police, and they just give me warnings, but I says I can't keep my foot off the gas unless I set my cruise. No, he says you're lying. You're lying to me. I said, well, take a break. Take my car. And we went for a ride, and he said, you're right. He said, I can't keep this car. This is just a 3.8 liter V6. And I really haven't had to do too much to it. And why should I pay expensive insurance? I just got no fault on it. I just put in the cheapest gas I can. We all work together on this. If we got 25% better fuel mileage and your engine life was longer, you're going to have more money to spend. You know, you're not going to have to struggle as much. I got 2 U.S. patents and foreign patents on this product. Like I said before, the difference between a gimmick and a good product is you can't explain how a gimmick works. You know how you go down to the drag strip and the cars will inject NOS, nitrogen oxides. Well, that takes up an element of space in your combustion chamber, so it gives you more horsepower. This does it all the time. Because of the regulated flow. What happens is you have a direct airflow here with a venturi that picks it up and breaks the water to hydrogen and oxygen in a vaporized mist. By doing that, it cools your combustion and eliminates expansion and contraction of your pistons and cleans your valves and your pistons and all your metal parts inside. So as you're going down the road, you pick up more power. You can't go to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or any of the auto parts and say, I want something that gives me 25% more power. This is proven. This is proven. Most of the products rated by Consumer Reports have been rated as gimmicks. They don't have patents to them. that turbo master, the one that charges the air, it doesn't make any difference. When you're riding or driving with this, when you first put this on, you notice a difference immediately. There's no other product on the market like this. And so this isn't a gimmick. We offer 100% satisfaction and all money back. But most places where we've had distributors, they're able to try it out before they even buy it. So they know it isn't a gimmick. If a product doesn't work when you put it on your vehicle, it ain't gonna work 3,000 miles later. Don't let anybody kid you. So I've given you some important advice, and I'll move on. Basically, how it's installed is you go to your PCV or a brake booster, anything that's got vacuum. You don't have to cut anything apart. You just pull the hose out and insert this. And so it's about a 3-minute installation. The thing is already charged. Now, the unit is already charged, so and preset, so you don't have to mess with it. And you refill it about 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how far you drive. 2 things that cause your engine to wear out is fuel that isn't burnt properly. If you can get a good shot of them 2 valves, they're what they call burnt valves. When you get burnt valves like that, you don't have a good seat that seals your compression, and you have no power. It costs about $4,000 to rebuild your engine, and a lot of times they can't rebuild it. And so this is one of the problems. If you keep your engine clean by burning your fuel and cleaning it with the Mistifyer, you won't have this problem. Another problem on rebuilds, I've been a mechanic for a long time. You see, the piston looks good. You have 3 rings on this is an oil ring. This is what returns oil to your engine. The other 2 rings are compression rings, and you'll see that they've completely seated in the lance. When that happens, your engine's shot. You score your cylinder walls and you have no compression. Your engine won't even run. And so if you look at something that's going to constantly rebuild your engine and give you more power and better fuel mileage, that's a Mistifyer. And we're getting in my Corvette, the C5 Corvette. And we're going to go get some fuel and we're going to make a run. This is my C5 Corvette. It's got about 150,000 miles on it. And we're going to go get some fuel in it. And I'm going to show you something as amazing as my Impala. I just love this car. I love Corvettes. My favorite car of all time. And what I'm going to do is show you something that's going to blow your mind. I'm in overdrive right now. Listen to the engine run. I'm in 2nd gear right now. I can't even feel it. My foot's completely off the gas. I'm in 3rd gear now. I'm in 3rd gear. I just shifted into overdrive at 18 miles an hour. My RPMs, I don't have my foot on the gas. I'm idling, basically. I'm just barely touching the gas. If you remember in the Impala, I was doing the same thing. What I'm going to do is show you. You can't hear my engine running for a modified Corvette. What I'm going to do is show you that the engine really is running. Okay, that would have blown most Corvettes up because I over-revved the engine. I'm in overdrive. If you look at my mileage, I'm getting 31 miles to the gallon right now in the city going down the road. 30 miles to the gallon in the city going down the road. I'll show you something even better. This is a Corvette, for hell's sakes. It's not a Volkswagen or a Honda. Seeing is believing. I'll tell you one thing I did do, because I'm getting about 25% more power. I changed the axle ratio on my, so I can show you up to 50 miles to the gallon on going down the highway. But I'm not touching the gas. I'm turning about 1,300 RPMs. What I want to do is I'm going to come around the corner here, and I'm going to show you the power. I don't know how many stock Corvettes that'll run that way. I'm going down the road now at 1,000 RPM, and I keep taking my foot off the gas because that's what the speed limit is. My miles per gallon, 37, 38. For city, yeah, you show me another Corvette. I don't care what you put on it. You show me another Corvette that'll get that kind of mileage in the city. 35, 36 miles per gallon, 34, 33. Seeing's believing. Listen to the engine and the transmission. Second, third at 11 miles an hour. I'm in overdrive at 18 miles an hour. Okay, we're going to the filling station, the gas station. I'm going to show you something remarkable there. As you can see, my Corvette probably requires premium, but there's 25 cent a gallon difference. I want to save wherever I can. Let my Mistifyer do the rest of the work. As you notice, I'm pushing the unleaded button. With a $20,000 engine, why would I want to worry about messing it up? We're back in the Corvette. I love my C5 Corvette. This is a completely stock Corvette. I'm not running cams, higher pistons or nothing. Well, like I said, I got about 148 or 150,000 miles on it. Bear down on my mileage right now. When I get down on this highway stretch, we'll be going back to it. But I want to talk and say a few things. What I'm going to do is punch it a little bit and listen to hear if you hear any rattle or ping in my engine. Well, as you notice, I'm burning 87 octane fuel. My engine runs like a raped ape. You see what I'm getting for fuel mileage. And don't let the American consumers get ripped off because oil companies are so greedy. I've been in the oil business for a long time. There's never been an oil shortage. Why do you have to rebuild your transmission? Because somebody's making money. Why do you have to rebuild your engine? Somebody's making money. The economy's poor right now. I'm going to give everybody a good job that needs one. I'm going to help the poor, needy, sick, and afflicted. I'm just a common old boy. Where 90% of my money's going to go to charities. So that's pretty much what I have to say. When I get back here, I'm going to show you my oil temperatures on the Corvette. If you look at my RPMs, my mile per gallon reading 45, 43, 46. My RPMs, I'm just barely touching the gas. Intake 122 degrees. The temperatures out here is probably close to 90, 91. There's the air intake. There's the exhaust. There's the exhaust on a Corvette. 196, 203. Put my hand over there. I dissipated all that heat with this little product. That's where I keep it. If I didn't believe in this product, why would I put it on a $70,000 Corvette? I run Mobil 1 synthetic oil. That's got about 12,000 miles on it. Nobody should run their engine oil that long. I'm going to show you the temperature. So I'm just showing you, I ain't got one car that's set up. I got to come over here. I got to come over here so Brock, my cameraman, can show you. 108, 107. Isn't that similar to what the car was pulling that grade? You heard me racing it. Greatest automotive product in the world. UPS in Texaco tried to manufacture something by raising the compression of an engine so it burned gas and diesel. Where are all them engines they paid all them engineers millions and millions of dollars to produce? They're in the junkyard. They've been scrapped. Here, you take me, a common little guy, comes from a farm and a ranch. I was working on tractors when I was 8 years old. I'm the inventor. I'll stick with the product. I know how it works. And that's the bottom line. I want to thank you. And you need more information, I'll tell you how to get in touch with me. My phone number is area code 801-866-5595. Thank you.